Yeah.
This is Robert Martellacci of the MindShare Learning Report. I'm here with Will Richardson of the Powerful Learning Practice, a guru of EdTech, if you will, from New Jersey, and he's been working with the group here at the OTF 09 21st Century Professional Development Conference. And welcome to Canada.
Thanks very much.
How was the day so far?
The day was great. We had about 120 people, and the technology all worked. And I think they're a little bit overwhelmed, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Perhaps you can talk to me about the importance of professional development in the 21st century equation. You know, many schools get the latest whiz bang hardware, software, and oftentimes it's the professional development that, well, we don't have enough budget for that.
Well, I think one of the issues is that professional development is still more about how-to rather than personal learning. And I think that these days we really have to help teachers become learners first. The only way that they're going to make sense of social tools, the types of things that we were talking about today, I think, is for them to understand it in their own learning practice and to become parts of networks and communities online and make sense of what those interactions look like so they can bring that with good pedagogy to their kids. And I just don't think there's enough time that's really given for teachers to do that over the long term. And so I think we really have to rethink professional development, to be honest with you.
How do we engage teachers who are perhaps on the tipping point of getting involved with technology? I'm seeing awesome collaboration here this afternoon. I was online on Twitter. I felt like I was here because I was watching the string of chats, the tweets, if you will, and but we still aren't getting into the mainstream yet.
Well, I think it's all about passion, and it's all about trying to connect the individual teachers' passions, the things that they really love to learn, and connecting that to the ways in which they can meet other people who share those passions and who they can learn with online. I mean, this really is about getting outside of your physical space, just like you were watching this from afar today. I mean, that's what this is. And the more that teachers understand that in the context of the things they really love to do, I think it makes it easier to bring them to the table around this. If we're just trying to kind of figure out how these tools fit into the basic standardized testing regime, that's not a very thrilling conversation to have for many people. But if you tell them, look, you can connect to people around the world who love to do the things that you do and who you can learn with, I think that's a much more appealing kind of picture for teachers or anyone for that matter to get them motivated to use some of this stuff.
Well, we're pleased to welcome you into Canada, and perhaps you can tell me if you've seen much of a difference between Canadian and U.S. education systems.
I think that we're pretty much on the same page in terms of how far we are. It's been my good fortune. I think this is probably about the 12th time that I've been to Ontario in the last 2 years. So when I come up, I see a lot of people and kind of can take a temperature check as to how things are going. And there seems to be some pretty good conversations that have started up here, and some people who are willing to look at the larger landscape. But just like the States, it's kind of in islands, it's in pockets where that happens. There's not a lot of systemic stuff that's really going on right now. So
absolutely, and
it's the same.
And that's the challenge, getting beyond those pockets of innovation. So, well, this is a great start. So thank you for your time.
Thanks.
All the best.